Hey everyone, my name is Tyler Oakley, and I'm so happy Chosen Family Season 2 was a success. I did it. We did that. Y'all, it was a doozy. Let me tell you why. I have like 10 million reasons why it was a little bit stressful to pull off. So I knew after season 1 of Chosen Family that I wanted to do it again because like I was just so revitalized as a YouTuber from doing it the first time. I was like, dang, I guess as a YouTuber I'm allowed to do stuff more than like a challenge video or like a tag video or like a dumb collab with a friend, even though I love all of those things. It was like the first time where I was like, oh shit, we can fucking do shit. We can do stuff bigger and better and more important and stuff that I think is like actually something that I would have needed growing up. Like that type of content, wow, we can try to do it. So after season 1, I was like, okay, well, bitch, we need to do season 2. So with all of that in mind, it was kind of like a doozy with the logistics of season 2 because there were new states we were going to, new topics we were trying to tackle. There was a moment where we did like 4 shoots in 4 days. 1 in New York on a Monday, the round table, 1 in Alabama the next day, 1 in Ohio the next day, 1 in LA the next day. The whole week before I was in Kansas. It was like I was not home. I didn't have like a social life, but I was so happy we were doing it because like we were churning it out. We were productive. Honestly, going to Kansas and taking myself out of my bubble of so much of the narrative of queer experiences are like in the big huge bubble of New York or LA or San Francisco or blah blah blah, and I get so used to that. So to go and take myself out of that and put myself in a community that's rural and has a completely different experience within the gay experience, but also so many similarities and so many commonalities of like what I went through when I was growing up. So that was probably my favorite experience because I could see how important that was to them. And I could see how important it possibly could be to y'all because so many of you are in your own little tiny communities where something like that can make an impact. Maybe was the adoption one because I wanted to make sure we were going around and getting really interesting different stories, but also like the logistics of the roundtable. There were people flying in from different places. I was flying in. We filmed it in New York. I didn't even film it in my own town. We were like renting equipment and getting a space. It was like 10 million moving parts in one afternoon, and I think we nailed it. The video that probably moved me the most was the activism one for 2 different reasons. Number 1, the conversation that I had with Eric and Peter was just so raw and emotional and honest and gut-wrenching and just powerful and moving, and I left with new friends, but also like a reinvigorated sense of activism. For them to share the reality that they went through was just, it moved me, and it reminded me to be grateful and to not forget what our community really has gone through. And then on the flip side of that, for the same video, to be able to be a part of a protest and activism that is still so very necessary and needed today, it was powerful. There was something that Adam from Voices for said right before we left for the protest that really stuck with me and resonated with me, and that was, as somebody who is queer, you are part of something bigger than yourself. And as somebody who is participating in a protest, you are part of something bigger than yourself. And it was just like, whew, that puts things in perspective. We have an obligation to really stand up for each other. And not just during, you know, the tumultuous tough times, but also during the good times. And I think that is so Chosen Family to me. That is what I really wanted to get across. And I am so proud of the work that we're doing with the series. As you guys know, I partnered with Adam JK. If you haven't followed him on Instagram yet, he's one of my favorite artists who is queer. To partner with him to make individual one-of-a-kind pins for each episode was so fun because it was like stuff that I would love to wear regardless of Chosen Family, but then to know that the proceeds from them are going toward organizations that help combat all of the issues that we were trying to expose you to in each episode. It was like, you know what? It just feels like the perfect in-sync moment of queer artists, queer stuff, queer issues, queer solutions, and ways for you to get involved. So if you haven't gotten the pins yet, you can still go get those pins. The link is below. There are so many people that helped make this happen, but I also want to give a little shout out and some love to my co-director, who I didn't warn is gonna come right now and say hello. Say hi. Hello. Get the hell out of here. Nathan was there for every single shoot, and I know that I wouldn't have been able to do half of the things in this series without him, so Nathan, thank you. Also, my sanity while traveling on those mini flights. It was good to have somebody there with me. Thank you for supporting Chosen Family. I feel so honored that within my time on YouTube, I get to make stuff that I'm proud of. And for you to support that with, honestly, even things as small as like giving each video a like, sharing it on your Twitter. You may think that that doesn't make a difference, but it really is helpful in telling the stories that I think, and I hope that you agree with, are important. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you like this video. It's a little glimpse into the stuff that went into making so much stuff. That's all. I hope you have a good life. I will see you guys soon. Mwah.